Alright, hi guys. What I wanted to do today was go over something that I see a lot, especially on the Fidget Spinners Reddit. That's r/fidget spinners. And there's actually a great tutorial on there, how to increase spin time. And now what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a little video and kind of test out the different ways to go about doing this. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to spin this right here. This is the Spinny Majig. This is a fidget spinner from Spain. It's a seller on Etsy. I'll link his profile down below. Now, this spinner's great. I've been playing around with it a lot, and I will be doing a full review. But what you can see here is the bearings are actually exposed. So this cap, bearing shield, there's many different names for them, but when you unscrew this, if you look, you can actually still see the bearings behind it. It's kind of hard to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of this and I'll pop it up quick so you guys can see what it looks like. This is my first video filming with this camera, so there might be a couple glitches. But anyways, what I wanted to get to is this is a hybrid ceramic bearing, which means these black balls right here are ceramic, but the outside is stainless steel. So when you spin it, let me put the caps back on, and I've been spinning this spinner now for well over a week, and I really like it, but I've noticed some noise. Put it up here so you can hear it. So what I'm thinking is something got caught in this bearing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try out the different methods to free that bearing up, get it all nice and clean. First, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick spin. We're going to test it. All I've done so far is soak this in warm water, just rinse it off in the sink, dried it out really good. Because it's metal, if you use water, you have to dry it out really good. If you don't, it will rust. So we're going to do a quick spin time, and then we'll go on from there. Alright, so another thing I wanted to mention quick before the spin is I would classify this as a fidget spinner, not a long spinner. And the difference between those is a fidget spinner, you're going like this. You're playing with it constantly. You're using it to help you focus. And a long spinner is going to be something that you can sit down, give it a real nice spin, and it's going to be spinning for 3, 4, or 5 plus minutes. Usually with that, you want full ceramic bearings. But we're going to go ahead and give this a start time so we have a baseline to base our tests off of. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a real good spin. Alright, so as you can see, not very long. Now the seller did tell me that these spinners with this bearing are capable of around a minute spin time. So that's why I'm really thinking that there's something in here that's kind of gunking the bearing up. So first thing we're going to do is, sorry I'm out of frame. Alright, we're going to hit this with a little compressed air. Canned air. Alright, so now let's give it another shot. Maybe there was a piece of lint in there or something stuck up in there from when you take it in and out of your pocket. We'll see if that gives it a better spin time. Alright. There's a little bit of a wobble. This is an old table. It might be from the unevenness of the table. But as you can see, we've already gotten a little bit higher on spin time. And we haven't even gotten into the next steps of what we're going to do. So we'll stop that there. Now I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to set this up for the next shot. Alright, so here we have the spinning majig. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take off the bearing shields again. Now, we are using carburetor cleaner to clean this up. Alright, this stuff is pretty potent, so do not use a plastic container. That'll be bad. What I have here is a metal cookie sheet, and I have a glass dish right here. We're going to place the spinner inside the glass dish, and I have a cat that's really loud, and we're going to give this a good spray.
Now you don't want to do this in a very well ventilated area, because like I said, this stuff is potent. Now you can use a smaller container and probably use less carburetor cleaner, but I just really want to give this a nice good soak.
Now you don't want to use any paper towels or anything like that, because that will attract some lint. And that's what we're trying to avoid, which is why we have the compressed air. So, you can use isopropyl alcohol, acetone, brake cleaner, paint thinner. You can use WD-40, but if you use WD-40, it'll keep lubrication on your bearings, and that'll quiet it down, but it'll also be a magnet for any kind of dust, lint. So if you use WD-40, you're going to have to wash it off, and you're going to have to hit it with the compressed air anyways. So use isopropyl alcohol, especially if you have a plastic spinner. If you have a 3D printed or ABS spinner that's plastic, carburetor cleaner or pretty much anything else is going to melt your body, your spinner, and you do not want that. So use isopropyl alcohol. Because this is an all metal spinner, we don't really have to worry about that. Like that. Now, you probably should use gloves. I don't have any. This is a bowl of water. Just gonna dunk that in there. Wash my fingers off. And we're going to want to rinse that off. Now hopefully what will happen is the carburetor cleaner will basically eat up any gunk that's in there. And now when we blow all this moisture off, it should run even better. So what I'm going to do is remove the water, remove the carburetor cleaner. That in there. We're going to give it a good blast. If you don't have compressed air, you can actually just spin it. Alright. You're just going to want to inspect your bearing now and make sure you don't see anything physically in there that might be obstructing its operation. Sounds much better. Alright, so we got about 32 seconds last time. We're going to go ahead and give this one another test spin. Now it is a little bit noisier because this is a dry bearing. There's nothing in there to quiet down the actual bearing or the spinning, and it's also on a table. So you got to put that into your mind when you think about actually the noise from this. It's going to be a lot quieter in your hand. So we already got 55 seconds from just a little bit of carburetor cleaner and compressed air. You can also, like I said, spin it. Just make sure you get all the moisture out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try one more thing. Toothpaste. Now, it may sound silly, but what this does is it will polish the bearings inside there, the balls and the outside. So it should create a smoother spinning area and give us better spin times. So I'm going to set up for this and then we'll give it a shot. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to try the toothpaste now, and just a little disclaimer, I have never tried this method before, so if you've never seen this, this is the first time for both of us. Basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to squirt some toothpaste into the bearing. Now you could do this without the caps, but to be honest, I think I'll probably throw it across the room if I don't have these on. And we're just going to spin. Alright, now, been spinning it for about a minute. It's completely covered in toothpaste. What we're going to want to do is take this back out. You know, the longer you do it for, the more it's going to be polished. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is stick this right back into the carburetor cleaner. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to go rinse this out in the sink, and then we'll give it a spin time. Alright, so I definitely recommend gloves because my fingers kind of burn from that carburetor cleaner. So use gloves. Now, I rinsed it off in the sink after it was full of toothpaste, spun it for about a minute, back in the carburetor cleaner, and then we went ahead and rinsed it off in the sink. And I spun it dry, and I'll use some canned air to make sure it was completely dry. And now, it's the moment of truth. So, about the same. Let's go ahead and give it one more try. Fail number 2. Alright, so we're getting about the same times. Now, this has to be a paste, toothpaste, and that is actually what polishes the bearings in there. Now I probably could have spun it longer to give it more of a polish, and we might have seen even longer spin times, but the manufacturer stated 45 seconds, so we already basically got to a minute. So, you know, but it just goes to show you, carburetor cleaner and toothpaste, if you really want to get long spin times, will give you a great result. And in the hand, oh, it's so smooth. And like I said, this really is a fidget spinner. But the difference from when I started this video to now is incredible. So definitely do yourself a favor, pick up a bottle of carburetor cleaner and keep your spinner spinning. Until next time, guys.